There was a boy once, too small for the game he loved. Doctors said his body wouldn't grow. They never said anything about his heart. This is the story of how the smallest boy in Rosario became the greatest the world has ever seen. Rosario, Argentina, 1987. In a working-class family, a quiet boy named Lionel Andres Messi was born, the youngest of 4. By the age of 5, he already had a ball at his feet. By 11, he had a diagnosis that could have ended it all, a growth hormone deficiency. The treatment was brutal, daily injections year after year. The cost was crushing. His family's local club couldn't afford it. His country, it seemed, had no place for him. But his father refused to give up. And 8,000 kilometers away, in Spain, a club was willing to bet on a boy nobody else would. FC Barcelona didn't have a contract ready that day, so a man named Carlos Rexach wrote the offer on a paper napkin. A napkin for a boy who would one day be worth more than entire nations' football budgets.
This is your starting point, kid. We are going to do great things.
I won't let you down.
At 13, Leo left everything he knew. His friends, his grandmother who first took him to play, his country. He cried himself to sleep some nights in Barcelona, homesick, voiceless, the smallest boy in every room. But on the pitch, he was never small. At La Masia, Barcelona's legendary academy, something extraordinary started to happen. The boy who couldn't grow taller than his teammates began to grow into something else entirely, a genius with the ball that defenders simply could not touch. October 2004, 17 years old, his first team debut. May 2005, his first goal, a delicate chip, assisted by his idol, Ronaldinho, who turned to the crowd and pointed, as if to say, "Remember this name." The world would not have to wait long. What followed was a decade that broke football itself. Records that stood for generations fell in a single season. A 91-goal calendar year. 4 Ballon d'Ors in a row. Then 5. Then 6. A rivalry with Cristiano Ronaldo that split the world into 2 camps and pushed them both to heights no one thought possible. They called him the Flea. Too small, they once said. Now, they just called him the greatest there ever was. But greatness, Leo would learn, is not measured only in trophies. It's measured in how you rise after you fall. For all his brilliance at club level, the one prize that mattered most to his nation kept slipping through his fingers. 2014, a World Cup final. Lost. 2015 and 2016, 2 Copa América finals. Lost. He stepped away from the national team once, heartbroken, telling the world he was done. Critics said he couldn't carry his country the way he carried his club, that the kid who left Argentina at 13 could never fully bring a trophy home. He had conquered Europe, but back home, the doubts only grew louder. And then, Leo did what he always does. He got back up.
They said I was too small to stand this tall. A boy with a dream and his back to the wall. Every needle, every night alone. I turned every doubt into a heart of stone. Far from home, where the dust meets the street, I learned that the ball moves faster then defeat. So I ran when they said I couldn't, I rose every time that I shouldn't. Through the tears, through the years that broke me down, I never bowed, I never gave up my crown. I was born to rise, born to fly underneath this Argentine sky. Every fall just taught me how to climb. I was born to rise. Watch me turn the night to light. Watch the kid become the fight. History will say my name. I was born to rise. Lost a final, walked off with my head bowed low. They wrote me off, said it's over, let him go. But champions aren't made when the crowd's cheering loud. They're forged in silence, away from the crowd. So I went back to the place where it all began. Found the fire of the boy, became the man. One more night, one more fight, one more chance to make it right. This is for Rosario. This is for Rosario. This was the boy who carried the weight of born to fly, look at me now, touch the sky. Every scar became a crown of light. I was born to rise. They can call me legend now, but I remember every fall, every doubt. Because the boy who wasn't tall enough just became forever's name. I was born to rise. Born to rise.
He would go on to lift the World Cup in Qatar in 2022, the one trophy that had eluded him for 2 decades, finally draped in gold, finally whole. He left Europe behind for a new frontier, bringing his magic to Inter Miami in the United States, igniting a football revolution across a continent that had never truly fallen for the game, until him. Trophies kept coming, a Leagues Cup, a Supporter Shield, an MLS Cup, and in 2026, at 38 years old, with a body that once couldn't grow and a heart that never stopped, Lionel Messi walked out once more, wearing the captain's armband, defending the World Cup crown on American soil. Still running, still rising. The boy who needed a napkin to prove he belonged rewrote the entire book of football, one chapter at a time.
They told him he was too small. He spent his life proving size was never the question. Lionel Messi, born to rise.